Hi everyone, how are you all doing? My name is Natalie. If this is the first time that you're watching my videos, thank you so much for being here. I am a Western tropical astrologer and I use a whole sign house system for all my forecasts and readings here. In this video, yes, it's a little late. It's already Monday and probably Tuesday in later time zone, but this weekend just been so busy and time just flew by. Anyway, so I'm here right now. We're talking about this week astrology forecast, which is March 30th to April the 5th. I cannot believe, like, where did the time go? What is time even? We're already in April. Anyway, let's go to this forecast as this week already began. As I'm recording this video, we are on Monday, March 30th. Today, we start off the week with a very nice transit. Venus enters Taurus. Why is Venus in Taurus a nice transit? Because Taurus is one of Venus' home sign. The other one is Libra. So whenever Venus is in Libra and Taurus, it feels at home, right? So Taurus is that energy of slow and steady. Is the very grounded stability, earthy energy, because Taurus is the most fixed sign. It's fixed earth sign, so it just stay there, it's not moving. And when Venus is in Taurus, it's about embracing that Taurus energy, right? Taurus is about our sensual embodiment in this physical, tangible world. Everything that we can see, hear, touch, feel, this is what Taurus is about, right? So that's why Taurus season happens in the height of springtime, well, at least in Northern Hemisphere. So that is when everything is blooming. You are seeing the beauty of the greens, the trees, the flower. You're smelling the flowers. You're hearing the birds sing. You are touching the grass with your feet. That is what Taurus is about. It's about all those tangible, physical, sensual experience that we get to experience on this earth. And during this transit, you might feel yourself embodying those energy. And Venus talks about our values, things that brings us joy. It talks about relationship, beauty, about our self-worth, about our values, what we're willing to stand and fight for. During this Venus and Taurus season, we might be reflecting on those values, but not just reflecting, but embodying it, right? Really try to see, are my relationship stable? Do they align with me? Do we share the same values? And so on and so forth. So during this transit, you might be thinking about that, you know. Are you reflecting, embodying your self-worth, letting them known and letting them shown in your relationship and on a collective level, right? Another thing that I want to invite us to embody during this Venus in Taurus transit is the art of slowness. In today's world, it's really hard to come by, right? Everything has to happen right now. I want this yesterday. Where is it? You know, instant gratification. Everything is instant, right? You order something, you want it now. You want it fast. You don't want to wait. You're less patient. I think I am quite safe to say that I'm born in the 80s, okay? I'm born in an era when there's no tech, when I don't have a phone when I'm 8 years old, when I don't have an iPad to watch or to listen to music before my age turned double digit. Like, what is happening? But nowadays, everything is digital. Like, when's the last time you received a snail mail? What is even that, right? For some of us, like, what's that, right? But there's beauty and art in slowness. So I invite us all during this Venus and Taurus transit. I know that it's a luxury nowadays to be able to savor the moment, right? Which is so sad. And this is not a world that truly support us, a system that really truly nourish us. But during this Venus in Taurus, I invite us all, even if it's just carving out that little bit of time for yourself. I know not every one of us can, like I said before, but if you can, maybe this is about you waking up slowly, not rushing, not just jumping out of your bed in the morning. Maybe this is you making your bed mindfully. This is you allowing your time to not rush out, and maybe have that extra 10 minutes so you can enjoy that cup of coffee, smell it, taste it, feel the warmth before you head out. Maybe this is about you walking more mindfully, more slowly to your destination, so you can feel the breeze and hear the birds sing and smell the flower, right? Whatever that is for you. If you're able to carve out a little bit extra time here and there throughout the day to do that for yourself, to take that deep breath, to feel your body, to move your body, to be at ease, to enjoy that slowness. It might be hard for some people are like, ugh, can we just like move on already? But I challenge you to do that during this Venus and Taurus transit. What if you just slow down that extra 5-10 minutes to do something slower so you can enjoy it? You might find yourself enjoy it more, truly knowing what you're doing. One last thing, of course, Venus and Taurus is about the sweet life. It's about indulging, pampering yourself, treating yourself, right? Indulging a little bit extra more. It's about enjoying the finer things sometimes, right? During this transit, it might be a time where you are purchasing that couch that you can relax and melt into, that you have been eyeing for a long time. Maybe this is that instead of getting grab and go takeaway to just quickly chow down a meal, you are going out to a restaurant to enjoy the whole dining experience, seeing the decor, listening to the music, smelling the food, and truly tasting, savor the moment, enjoying the company that you're with, even if it is just with yourself, right? Maybe this is about enjoying that cup of coffee and people watching while you do it by yourself, carving out that me time for you, right? This is about enjoying what you're doing, really savoring the moment, be in the present. Yeah, during this Venus in Taurus transit, and we don't have a lot of it. Venus is only going to stay in Taurus until 23rd, 24th, depending where you are in the world. So during this transit, please stop and smell the roses. On April 1st, we are opening this month of April with a full moon in Libra. So this full moon in Libra is happening April 1st, 7:11 p.m. Pacific time, or April 2nd, 10:11 a.m. Hong Kong time. So adjust the time according to where you are in the world. The sun will be at 12 degrees 21 minutes in Aries, and the moon will be on the opposite side. That's how you create a full moon, when the sun and moon are opposite of each other. So the moon will be at 12 degrees 21 minutes in the sign of Libra. And this is just a little funny omen when I look at this full moon. Libra is the scale, right? It's about balance. And this moon is at 12:21. 12 degree 21 minutes, 1 2 2 1. So they are mirroring each other, reflecting the same number. So I just thought it's quite funny, right? Like, oh, okay, while you're showing up really in your energy, right? Anyway, so this full moon is shining a light on the Libra themes, right? Which is the scale, about relationships, about harmony, balance, about values, right? It's about your values, what you believe in, what you're willing to fight for, what is fair, what is just, and are they out of balance? And because of the aspect that is building up to this full moon, I feel like even though this full moon, I have to say, is quite lovely in some way, but it's also very truth-telling. For some especially, it will be very truth-telling, really shining a light on relationships, not just romantic, but all relationships, because of how the energy is building up towards the full moon. So the moon in Libra is going to first, the moon is going to leave Virgo and enter Libra as of today, as of March 30th. And the moon will first oppose Mars, that is in Pisces, and then oppose Neptune, and then Saturn, and finally the Sun. So, and also sextile Uranus in Taurus. So the moon is our feelings, our emotion, our emotional body, right, is going to oppose all these planets and sextile Uranus. So in some way we are building up to that full moon moment until April 1st. But from 30th until the 1st, the moon is first going to oppose Mars, oppose Neptune, Saturn. All these aspects, opposition are conflict, right? Tension is hard aspect, is harsh aspect. And it will kind of shatter that rose-tinted glasses and allow you to see what is uncomfortable in the relationship, what is not easy, what is not aligned. And you know, opposing that Mars is like, ooh, what is creating the friction, what is creating that heat, that fire that is not the romantic kind of fire in the relationship, right? Neptune is shattering that rose-tinted glasses for you to see the truth, and Saturn is get real, right? How are you truly feeling? Like, how is this relationship truly aligning with you, right? Is the ugly truth sometimes, is the tough truth, but it is the truth, right? And finally, April 1st is the full moon moment when the light is being shined on all these stuff. Maybe perhaps you have been feeling, sensing, seeing all along, and it's finally there. And for some, this is about you truly evaluating your relationship and shed away the ones that are no longer aligned. This full moon is squaring Jupiter in Cancer. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, and Jupiter is expanding all the feelings I have been saying just now. So for some, this can feel a lot. It can be a very emotional full moon for some, because you are realizing maybe perhaps you have been fantasizing some relationship, but now you see the truth and it's time to make a decision, right? Jupiter in Cancer talks about a sense of belonging, the sense of feeling safe and secure in relationship. And this is what you feel home with, whether this is with your romantic partner, your loved one, family, friends. On a collective level, how do you feel in this moving in this world? Do you feel safe and secure within your community, with people that you are in community with, right? Are they sharing the same values, passion? Are they your comrades? The shadow side, of course, of Jupiter in Cancer is being overprotective, right? Using that safety and security as a mechanism, exploding it, exaggerating it. And sometimes the most common way we can see is nationalism, and the Orange Man using this protect the sense needing to protect and defend themselves so that they can invade other countries, just like it's not real, right? So this is the shadow side of that Jupiter in Cancer, and we are seeing that for real. And unfortunately, this full moon this week might magnify it a little bit. Like I said, Libra is about justice, is about ethics, is about fairness. So during this full moon, we might also see what is imbalanced, what is not supporting and aligning with us, and how can we create maybe communities and parallel system that truly support us, that truly take care of us as a collective as well, right? How can we move towards that direction? This lunation, of course, bring up the axes of Aries and Libra, right? The sun in Aries and the moon in Libra, the energy of this axis, and they cannot be more polar opposite of each other, because Aries is about that straight arrow energy that's liberated, authentic, outward, and sovereign, right? And Libra is about more conscious about what is happening and trying to keep the balance. Sometimes the shadow side, it can be seeing a bit fake, putting on a facade and just trying to keep the peace and seem agreeable, right? But on the other hand, it's about what can I do to make sure that everything is fair and balanced and just, so that we can create this, so things don't tip way over on each side of the scale, right? But this display of power are very this display of energy between these two signs is a little bit different. And during this transit, we might be invited to reflect on this as well. It's like, are there areas in my life that I am not being forward enough, right? Trying to keep the peace too much and people pleasing too much and being too agreeable. And what can I do to reclaim my power, to give myself a bit more justice and things like that, whether this is within a relationship, how you show up in the world, be in community with people that share the same value or not. This might be things that we are being invited to reflect on during this full moon as well. On the 3rd, we have Mercury in Pisces, trine Jupiter in Cancer at 15 degrees. So this aspect happened twice before because of Mercury retrograde journey. Yes, we are still in the post-shadow period of Mercury retrograde. Don't worry, it will officially end next week, but we're still dealing with a little bit of aftermath of Mercury retrograde. So this trine between Mercury in Pisces and Jupiter in Cancer happened before in February 17 and March 9. Today, April 3rd, this is the final one. So perhaps during this whole Mercury transit, something has been back and forth when it comes to communication, when it comes to a news or information that is being said and shared. Maybe there's like, oh, I hear that, but then, no, actually it's the wrong information. Let me come back to you. And then there's some back and forth. And today finally is wrapping up, right? And this trine between Jupiter and Mercury can bring in some positive news for some of us, because both planets are in water sign. This can be emotional news, emotional information as well. On the same day, we also have another aspect. Venus in Taurus square Pluto in Aquarius at 5 degrees. So this can be quite intense because Venus and Taurus want to embody the art of slowness. It's about being in the present, being slow and steady, embracing the tangible experience on this earthly plane. But Pluto wants to dive into the underworld and get deep, right? So this can be an intense feeling that we're feeling today for some of us, especially near 5 degrees. In a way, the square is going to ask us to see if a love endures or not, a relationship endures or not, because it requires us to be vulnerable if we want to fall in love, not just romantic, but be in relationship with a friend's family, right? This is about being able to shed out layers of armors, to be vulnerable to each other, to share your secrets with your bestie, right? To share your true self with your loved ones, your family, right? What you truly feel about that person and what you truly think about that person is about being very raw and naked with each other. And of course, to different extents, right? But falling in love, Venus, require us to enter the underworld, Pluto, because to truly be in love with someone, at least that's what I feel as well, personally. I'm a Scorpio, so I'm very familiar with that very deep, intense death feeling, but it requires us to truly, can I really trust you? Can I really see through you? Do you still love me when you see every part of me, right? And that is something that we need to ask ourselves too, because guess what? The most important relationship that you are going to have is the one with yourself. Do you love yourself, every part of you? Okay, so today can have this intense feeling of that. This aspect is really inviting us to dive into that feeling, to reveal perhaps ourselves to someone, or vice versa. Someone might do that might reveal more of themselves to us, and we are going to bear witness of this beautiful moment today, right? Whether this is a friend, a family member, your romantic partner, this is about, I'm being vulnerable with you. I'm letting you see all of me. Do you still love me? Right? But on a collective level, this is also about revealing, right? This can be, unfortunately, Pluto in Aquarius also about power, also about secrets, also about the ugly truth. This square might, with Venus and Taurus, this can be about resources and money. And with the war that is happening, oil prices, unfortunately, we might see maybe more news surrounding that. You know, the war is creating bad news or negative impact on our resources, on our Mother Earth, and maybe corruption are being revealed, power struggle dynamics are being revealed even more. And yes, it might be some ugly truth, but maybe this is what we need to know as well, so that we can learn the truth, see even more ugly truth from them. And finally, April 5th, the Sun in Aries is going to square Jupiter in Cancer at 16 degree. 16 degree. Oh my god, Jupiter in Cancer is finally moving out of that 15 degree, not really stationed anymore, but Jupiter has been direct already, but Jupiter moves really slow. But today we start to really see that Jupiter in Cancer moving forward out of that 15 degree. It had been stuck in that 15 degree for weeks anyway. So this square was happening during the full moon, and today is being perfected. And Sun is exalted in Aries, and Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. So even though it is a square, it is also supportive in some way, because square is friction, is that tension. And in order to move through this energy, it requires us to move through, take action. And the Sun square Jupiter can actually create a confident boost today, because Sun in Aries, right? It just wants to go, it wants to shine, it wants to push through, and Jupiter expand that energy. So actually, this square can be the confident boost that you need or someone needs today to take action, right? To really push through something, to do that thing, say that thing, move the energy by taking action. So this can actually be quite nice for some of us. This can be feeling positive and optimistic about certain things in your life, in a particular area of your life. Of course, the shadow side can be inflated ego, right? Because Jupiter expand that solar energy in Aries. This can be feeling overconfident, that might turn into arrogant, that might turn into self-centered. And the shadow side, since Sun also talks about world leader, the solar people, which is the up there, right? The leader, the more well-known people. And with this square with Jupiter in Cancer, unfortunately on the shadow side, this can also be being egotistic and make a bad move. And with what is happening in the world, we all know what that might be. So this is what is happening with the astrology this week for us individually and on a collective level. I am sending you so much love, so much full moon blessing. Enjoy this lovely Venus in Taurus transit. Savor the moment, be in the present with each other, with yourself, and I will see you next week. Bye.